So, with the news of the new Zombie Army VR trailer just dropping not too long ago, I wanted to take this moment to talk about what we can expect from a VR edition of a Zombie Army game. So the weapons in this game actually look really good as far as the graphics in VR goes, and they look really good as far as their functionality goes. So far, we've seen a 1911, we've seen a Thompson, we've seen an M1 Garand, thank you God. We've seen the sawed-off shotgun, we've seen another sniper rifle, and we've even seen a hammer as a melee weapon. So as far as I'm concerned, the weapon selection in this game looks really solid. It looks like we're going to have a lot of choice when it comes to our zombie killing in this VR experience. And as far as weapon actions go, it's looking pretty good as well. They're showing that you can bash a zombie away using the buttstock of your rifle. They're showing that you can flip up the shotgun when you load it. They're showing you could pull the slide back on the 1911. Because sometimes in VR games that involve guns, sometimes you won't always get a game where they actually have gun functionality. Like some games like Gun Club on VR have really good functionality in terms of firearms, and then others like an FBI shooter that I've played, an FBI training simulator that I've played, don't really have that as much of a detail as the other one does. So it's actually really good to see, even with this trailer, that we're going to be getting a lot of weapon functionality and detail in a VR game of all things. And it's also showing that you could dual wield weapons. Of course, that was an obvious, having two controllers, one controlling one hand, one controlling the other. I think it was pretty obvious to them that they should make us be able to akimbo weapons, like a 1911 in one hand and a Thompson in the other. As much as that's cool, I think I'd rather just trench through, a trench with a fully loaded Thompson in both hands, and that's enough for me. But it's actually really good that we're gonna have some choices here in terms of what we want in our weapons. And it looks like they decided to not show any elemental weapons, if there's gonna be any at all. Who knows? It doesn't look like they're really trying to make a point that there's going to be any elemental weaponry like there was in Zombie Army 4. Like no holy ammo or no acidic or fire-based damaging bullets. That's the one thing you get with zombie games these days too, is you get zombie elemental weapons. And, I could take it or leave it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't think it hinders anything. It just takes me out of the immersion a bit. Like, even despite it being zombies, I still like to put myself in that world, because it's like the world of Sniper Elite. It's World War II. It's Nazi zombies. It's like old school Nazi zombies, but it's in Sniper Elite, But I'm actually really happy to see that the weapon functionality will be up to this caliber and this detail. Yeah, it shows the guy pulling out the 1911, putting the magazine in, and then pulling the slide back. I really like that detail. And then it shows him loading a double barrel shotgun and then just flipping it up. That's really cool too. Not really showcasing any elemental weapons. I think that's a wise decision on their part. I don't know how people really feel about the elemental weapons. I personally don't care for it, but I don't think it hinders anything too much, apart from just taking me out of the immersion a bit of being in a World War II based world. Like, I know it's an alternate reality with zombies in it. It's a parallel sort of parody series compared to Sniper Elite. But I still like my World War II weapons, I do not mind running down a trench full of zombies with just a single 1911. If I could dual wield 1911s, that'll be even better. That'll be really cool. Just 1911 akimbo. And then it even shows us looking down a scope at a sniper on top of a church. VR games are getting better, but they still, in my experience, have had the level of, you need to be careful of your setup in your room, wherever you have your VR setup. Like, your sensors can be, during gameplay, your sensors can be, hindered. Like, if you're trying to look down the barrel of a sniper rifle with your two hand controllers in real life and your sensor goes off kilter a little bit, it could mess up your whole gameplay experience. So I'm hoping that with the new system of VR consoles, that's a bit improved, like fixed. But sometimes that's just based on how your room is, how your setup is for your VR setup. So, you know, do with that as you will. So as far as enemy types, we get a good variety of those as well. We get the base soldier zombie, we got the suicider zombie, we got the gun zombies, the heavy armored gun zombies that shoot back at you. We got bucket heads. We got armored steel zombies like in Zombie Army 4. And of course, it wouldn't be a Sniper Elite series without a sniper, right? So we got sniper zombies now too. One of the key staples of the series itself, the sniper zombie. Now, I'm wondering how they're going to handle the bigger zombies. I'm wondering if they're just not going to include the flamethrower guys or the machine gun guys, or maybe just go back to an old design of those, like how in the original trilogy they were just more based on like just being bigger zombies, but not like huge behemoth zombies. I'm not really sure if they'll include those or not. It'll be exciting to see if they do, but also very terrifying if you're in a VR experience and a soldier zombie with a machine gun who's like 8 feet tall is charging right at you with a machine gun. That'll be something to behold if they do that. But it's not really advertised in this trailer, so they didn't. Either they have it and they didn't decide to showcase it, or they're not going to include them at all, which I could take it either way. I did not like dealing with those soldier zombies, those machine gun zombies, or the flamethrower zombies, but I understand the necessity to have like heavier, beefier enemies in a zombie game. Sometimes it spices up the gameplay, it gives some variety as well. But even with this VR base experience, we got a good variety here of just standard issue zombies, like the gunner zombies, you got the shooter zombies, you got the armored zombies, you got the sniper zombies, and you got the suicider zombies, man. And I love it too in the trailer. He just turns his back on his suicider. It's like, you don't do that. Zombie Army 101, you don't turn your back on a suicider, bro. But I digress. Now, of course, there's not really a whole lot we can grasp from the story, if there is a story at all. It's a VR experience, so I don't think they're going to focus as heavy on story as well as just standard issue gameplay. But the story, I guess, is supposed to take place after Zombie Army 4. You know, Zombie Hitler, he's dead. You know, we killed him in Rome, and that's all well and done with. And the whole premise of this game existing is that you are one of the dead hunters that is still scrounging around Europe trying to exterminate the dead. And there still seems to be a lot of remnants of the dead. And that is what Zombie Army 4 started off with, is that, oh yeah, Hitler's dead, now we just gotta mop up the rest of the undead around Europe and the world will be saved. And then in Zombie Army 4, spoiler alert if you didn't play it, Zombie Hitler comes back, he tries to take over the world again, he has a hell machine, we destroy that, we destroy him, send him back to hell, whatever, and he's gone. So now the premise of this VR experience is the story is going to be cleaning up the dead again. So I don't know if they plan on having a story-rich game here. Maybe they just want to have gameplay and that's it, and then just surface level story to justify what we're even doing in the game in the first place. So I don't know if they're gonna bring, you know, Zombie Hitler back for a third. I guess this would be the 5th time. You got the Zombie Army trilogy, which is 3 experiences in one, and then you got Zombie Army 4, and now you're gonna have Dead Army VR. So I don't know if we're counting this as Dead Army 5 or if we're just going to count it as its own standalone thing. So I don't know that they're planning to bring Hitler back or not. It'd be pretty funny if they did, because, you know, how many times do we gotta kill this guy? You know, he just doesn't stay dead. But, you know, who knows in terms of the story. All that we know right now is that we're cleaning up the dead around Europe. We're just looking in places, we're going through various levels, trenches, bunkers, medieval looking, you know, cryptic library castles or something. Maybe we'll go back to the Vulture Schloss, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm looking to get a VR for my PC because I don't have one yet. I have a PS VR, but that's for PlayStation 4. I don't even have a VR 2. So you know, if you're willing, if you want to pick up this title and you have the money, I would say invest in a PC headset. I'm not too sure about MetaQuest, but maybe Steam VR would be a good thing to pick up. But yeah, pretty much that's all I have to say. It's just a surface level video just to get excited about, you know, the fact that there's a zombie army in a VR, you know, headset. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you're all excited too. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Let's have a good conversation about it, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay? All right, bye. See, that right there is why you don't turn your back on a suicider, man. I told you.